Seashells by the seashore.
Yep. Yeah, we're live. Yeah, we're live.
Good evening, friends. This is a Scrappy Fan 92 speaking, and this is another episode of Storytime with Scrappy and Friends. I think you all are my friends.
I'd hope so.
Scrappy and acquaintances?
Damn.
Parenthetical question mark.
Damn, dude.
With us here once again is our recurring camera person, audio person, Harry.
It's a stone, Luigi. You didn't make it.
Here with us again is Nova, also Nova.
B.
And returning after a brief absence is Tanner.
And he's dead.
No, I tried to whisper into the mic. I was gonna whisper like, motherfucker, into the mic, but I guess it didn't come through.
Nice.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it.
Alright.
And we actually have another guest today. He was a volunteer for the first episode, but he wasn't unable to show. But he is here today, and it's our friend Ethan.
Hi.
Yay.
Hello.
What's up?
Hello, Ethan. It's good to have you here finally.
Yeah.
I suck for taking this long to show up.
That's fine.
Of all the in jokes you missed.
Oh, God. My God.
Speaking of in-jokes, I just want to say that, first of all, we've got some cringe lined up today, and also a pony story.
I hate you.
But, no, today we've got, so I'm going to explain, today we've got two stories. We've got Scrappy's, Super Mario show, and I picked one, a My Little Pony Friendship is Magic fanfic, which was inevitable. Let's get it out of the way. So My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is the fourth generation of the My Little Pony franchise, which was just basically Transformers for girls. Same appeal, same everything. Around the fourth generation, it gained an additional demographic aside from little girls of socially awkward degenerates. And I am one of them! So, yeah, I watched the show from seasons 4 through 9, and I regret it, sort of, but no, I generally like the show, and I greatly apologize for that, and will make fun of myself constantly, but yeah, today I decided, today's the 10th anniversary, Slash MLP did a whole stream for it, which I thought they would do after the show ended, but no, we've got this lined up, and this is an interesting one. This one has that feeling of the last fic I picked, which was Batman Darker Knight, which, as we all know, is the reason Hemingway shot himself.
Good.
This.
Good thing bullets nice or you would lose boobs.
Yes, absolutely. But this one is sort of in that, like, self-aware, ironic, tongue-in-cheek thing, but it's not intentionally badly written, for the most part. But no, it is titled "The Best, Most Awesome Radical Character Ever." So yeah, I thought I escaped this fucking fandom and would have a social life, but here I am again. So let's get this over with before I drain an entire box of Miller Lights.
You sound so excited.
I kind of am. I was the one who picked this, and I'm kind of excited because I genuinely love these characters. They're very fleshed out and well rounded. And they're just fun. I feel like it has the same appeal as idol anime, where it's like, hey, here's a bunch of adorable goofs. Pick which one you want to sell your soul to, you know?
I mean, that description,
Fair
I don't
enough.
like it.
I mean, I can kind of see where you're coming from in a sense, I guess.
I should also clarify that I'm slightly drunk. Why am I drunk? Because I'm reading a My Little Pony fanfiction.
Sure, you, Tanner, will be back on the wagon afterwards.
Yeah. I promised myself this.
Okay, to provide some additional clarification, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is a slice of life comedy series, adventure series, drama
Yeah, sometimes
series.
fantasy during season finales.
Yes, so effectively it's about a group of, well, magical unicorns and ponies who live in Ponyville. Hilarity ensues most of the time. Our focus character is Twilight Sparkle, an emissary of the ruling queen of the land. And that leads us to our story, The Best, Most Awesome Radical Character Ever by Rather Homely. That is the name of the author. I'm not making a joke. That's just the name of the author. This was picked out by Tanner because apparently a friend wrote it.
Oh no, my friend Majin Siko wrote one of the other candidates, but this is not. I don't know this person at all.
Okay.
And
The
it's
story
written in,
was published January 6th, 2012. So
and you can tell
while
that
season 2 was
because
ongoing.
and you can tell that because the thumbnail is of impact font memes.
All right. Tanner's suggestion, I am the voice of Twilight Sparkle, because apparently I'm worthy to do a voice that Tara Strong did.
Oh yeah, you know, you're Twiggle Sprinkle.
Yes. Twizzler Sprinkler.
Yeah. All right.
The best, most honest... The best, most awesome, radical character ever. Chapter 1.
Twilight? Twilight, are you in there?
Twilight looked up from her book on equestrian topography, only to find she couldn't see who was at the door. This was due to her sitting in the middle of several massive stacks of books, which created a mini fortress, and she was the sole resident. Spike peeked around one of the stacks.
Here you are. You gotta come outside. There's a new pony moving in.
Really? I didn't think there was a new pony moving in for months. What's she like? Twilight inserted a bookmark into the text, marking her spot at the beginning of a chapter called Grassy Knolls and You,
There
and
was
began moving back.
Twilight.
And began moving books back to their appropriate shelves with her magic.
Jeez. Well,
Spike seemed at a loss for words. And was that a dreamy expression that just came across his face?
she's unlike any pony you've ever met. You've just got to meet her.
The two began their walk towards the town square, where this new pony was supposed to be, That information, however, was hidden amongst Spike's gushing of praise for this newcomer, and Twilight was able to barely get in a word. Was barely able to get in a word during their walk.
And she's so cool! I saw her balancing some...
Okay, Spike, I get it. He sounds like a very interesting pony, to say the least. The town square was bustling with citizens from throughout Ponyville, and a good chunk of them were gathered around something that Twilight couldn't quite see. You'd think they were all watching Nightmare Moon tap dance. So where is this pony?
There!
Cried out Spike as the crowd parted, allowing the two to see into the circle. Twilight gasped. Princess Celestia! Princess Celestia, what are you doing here? But though Celestia was the first thing that caught her eye, her gaze was almost immediately drawn to the second figure beside the god. The two walked towards Spike and Twilight, and the purple pony could only stare in amazement at this strange pony. She was quite feminine in appearance, with a walk that displayed beauty and grace that was unmatched by any pony that Twilight had ever seen, including Princess Celestia. But that was just the mannerism which the pony carried herself with. Her physical appearance just as astounding, for upon her back perched wings, and atop her head was a horn. You're an alicorn! Twilight muttered in awe as the two alicorns finally reached them.
Ah, Twilight Sparkle. Just the pony I wanted to see,
said Princess Celestia.
I'd like to introduce my new pupil to you.
Twilight's awe suddenly dissipated at this news. Wait, new pupil?
Alicorn or...
I couldn't hear you, sorry.
Was I the alicorn?
Is this the special character?
Yes.
It's, you and Nova had to coin flip for it.
Okay. I'll call Tails.
Okay, I guess I'll
We
flip
should have
it.
done this beforehand.
Only the highest quality of professionalism, Ethan.
Fucking...
Alright, I'm flipping the coin. It's Tails.
Hello, Twilight.
Said the alicorn. Her voice was melodic, and just the sound of it was like sweet honey to the ears. The voice was soft, yet confident. Dainty, yet strong.
I'm so happy to meet you. My name is Raven Twilight Moon. I'm new in town. I'm so nervous. I hope everyone likes me. Raven.
Spike let out a sigh, a dopey smile on his face.
What a beautiful name.
Celestia was beaming with pride.
Raven has shown great potential in magic. Her powers are extraordinary, possibly even surpassing yours, Twilight.
Let me try that again.
Oh shit.
Did I drop?
I think I didn't hear my audio.
I didn't hear anything after Nova said his line, so...
Okay, so it's not just me.
Okay, her powers are extraordinary, possibly even surpassing yours, Twilight. What?
And that's why I'm glad I found you. You're the perfect pony to give Raven Twilight Moon here a tour of the town. I take care of it by myself, but now that Raven's no longer helping me over in Canterlot, I can barely handle my royal duties.
Raven gave a wonderfully sweet smile to the princess.
I'm sorry that I'm moving out, Princess, but I am not cut out for the life of a royal. It pains my heart to do any of the lying that's part of equestrian politics.
Celestia returned a smile.
Oh, if only I had a heart as pure and innocent as yours, Raven Twilight Moon. Gak. Alas, even the gods aren't perfect.
The royal alicorn climbed into her coach.
I'm afraid I must be off. So much to do, so little time to do it. Thanks again, Twilight.
And Twilight watched as the carriage took to the skies. She was still very much confused as to what just happened. The princess had a new student?
So, should we start?
Asked a voice that would shame angelic choirs. Twilight took a look at Spike. He seemed to be in his own little dream world as he looked at Raven. Spike? No response. Spike with a hoof. Spike, maybe you should wait for me to finish giving. Alright, let me try that again. Spike,
Jesus,
maybe you should
Twilight,
wait for me.
Trump one.
Spike, maybe you should wait for me to finish. For Pete's sake. Spike, maybe you should wait for me to finish giving Raven a tour. I'll meet you back at the library later. Spike managed to mumble some form of an affirmation and backpedaled out of the town square, never once taking his eyes off Raven. Twilight shifted her attention to the alicorn, and for the first time really examined her. She had a dark coat, one of a very deep blue. Her mane was, amazingly enough, multicolored, strands that were black, dark purple, and bright pink. Tail also shared these colors, and like her mane, was perfectly brushed. Not a single hair was out of place. Twilight raised an eyebrow at the sight. Wow, Raven, you certainly have a colorful mane there. Raven smiled, and Twilight could feel her heart skip a beat as beautiful white teeth, perfectly aligned, greeted her.
Thank you for noticing. The doctor said he'd never witnessed a baby being born with a mane like mine. Said that it was a miracle, and decided to not charge any money for the hospital stay. Especially after...
Hello?
Especially after...
The beautiful pony looked away, a pained expression on her face, and with a crystalline tear of pure magnificence falling down her face.
My mother died when I was born.
Twilight gasped. Oh, that's Oh, that's horrible. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Oh, thank you for your kindness, Twilight. Luckily, I still have memories of her.
But I thought she died when you were born. Raven again looked away in pain.
I have the small talent of a photographic memory. It's a curse I have to live with every day.
Curse? Twilight wished she had a memory like that, considering all the books she read. I must say, you seem to be quite gifted. I mean, not only do you have the multicolored mane, but you're also an alicorn. You have a different cutie mark on each side? This last statement was no exaggeration. Twilight hadn't noticed it till now, but Raven did indeed have a different cutie mark symbol on each flank. The one on the right flank was a complex mix of different shapes. It seemed to be some butterflies, a couple of flowers, and a few trees, all in front of a peace sign. The left flank was just as complex, showing a small figure of a devil, a ferocious dragon, and all that was in front of a set of a skull and crossbones. Raven nodded.
The cutie marks are different because they represent the inner conflict raging inside me. Hold on, I'm gonna burp. I'm gonna move away from the mic. Sorry to break the fourth wall. I know that's Pinky's thing. Alright, I'm good.
She looked off, and a cool breeze caused her mane to blow gracefully, rippling softly in the wind like grass across a peaceful plain.
Great power. And this struggle between good and evil is constantly at war.
It kind of cut off a bit at the start. Can you reread it?
This access to magic has given me great power. And this struggle between good and evil is constantly at work.
She closed her eyes, which seemed filled with emotional pain.
It's my curse that I have to live with.
Twilight was at a loss for words. She'd never thought so much uniqueness could be stuffed into one pony. I'm sure your father is very proud of having such a special daughter.
He would be, but...
Raven's eyes, which had opened for a second, reclosed.
He's dead.
Oh! I'm so sorry I brought it up. If you don't want to talk about it, we can start the tour.
Oh, Twilight, you're so thoughtful. I'm glad I have you as one of my best friends.
Wait, what?
It's quite tragic. My father...
Twilight waited for Raven to continue as she paused dramatically.
was killed by muggers. It happened all in front of my eyes. I was just 3 at the time, so I barely remember it. All I have left of him is my vast inheritance.
I thought you had photographic memory. Raven raised her hoof gracefully to her forehead.
I'm afraid the horrible trauma of the event has played havoc with my memory.
Twilight smiled politely. That's understandable. So, can we start the tour now? Raven looked shocked.
I didn't realize you had become so bored with my ramblings. I'm afraid I'm not a very good person at scrolling. I'm afraid I'm not a very entertaining pony. I'm hardly popular.
Twilight rolled her eyes. Of course not. Let's just get started. Our first stop is Carousel Boutique, which belongs to a good friend of mine, Rarity. Twilight brought Raven through the front door, with Raven wide-eyed with pristine innocence and beauty. Rarity was at work even as they walked in, stitching together a gown for some fashion line she was designing.
Oh, Twilight, please make yourself at home.
Rarity called out, not taking her eyes off her work.
I'll be done in a moment.
Rarity is the best dressmaker in Ponyville, Twilight explained to Raven. I'd even say the best in Equestria.
There, just another gem or two and the dress will be...
Rarity stopped as she just turned excuse me. Rarity stopped as she just turned around and, for the first time, seen Raven.
Can it be? Doth mine eyes play tricks on me?
Rarity, Rarity dashed over to Raven, scooping up a couple of tape measures with her magic in the process. Feverishly, she began to take all sorts of measurements of the alicorn, finding her length, height, and hoof diameter, amongst other things.
Darling, you absolutely wonderful. So beautiful, so graceful. I'd even say you had an even better pony to model my products than Fluttershy.
Why, thank you, Rarity.
Raven blushed.
Actually, I've modeled before. I've actually made my own line of clothing. It's called Blood Nova Darkness. Have you heard of it? I also have another line called Blood Nova Spirit, but that's for another time.
Rarity let out a gasp of shock.
Nova Darkness? You made me a Nova Darkness? So you're...
Rarity kneeled in front of a very embarrassed Raven.
Miss Raven Twilight Moon, I'm hardly worthy to be in the presence of one as great as you!
Wait a second. Twilight tilted her head in confusion. Raven's a famous clothes designer? Clothes designer? I never heard of her. Rarity rolled her eyes at Twilight.
Obviously, someone doesn't follow the latest in fashion trends. Not only does Miss Raven design, she also models in her own outfits. Along with having contracts with practically every designer line in Equestria, I believe the only magazine she has a model for is Play Pony.
Oh no.
What a...
Raven looked off into the distance, a pained look in her eye. With all this looking away in pain, Twilight was beginning to suspect that maybe Raven had an eye infection.
Though I have a great passion for the industry, I refuse to sell my body for such silly things as monetary gain. Oh, please. I don't want to be treated as anything special. Act around me like you would around any pony. I don't want to be treated any differently.
Rarity shook her head in disbelief.
Oh, Raven, you're so modest! But could you please do me the honor of showing one of your masterpieces?
Oh, of course!
The dark blue pony gave Rarity a smile that spoke of heaven and its splendor. Moving to a nearby table, Raven grabbed some material that was right next to her in a basket. Rarity? Twilight asked. Isn't that your most prized fabric she's using? Rarity nodded.
Yes. Normally I wouldn't allow any pony to touch it, but Raven isn't any pony. Now is she?
Well, I guess not, Twilight replied. She watched as Raven's hooves and magic worked together like clockwork, sewing with perfect precision that seemed impossible for any pony to achieve. But she did. Raven pronounced.
5 seconds to complete a full dress. I was a bit slow today, but I do hope you're happy with it, Rarity.
Excuse me. Twilight's jaw dropped. 5 seconds?
Flat.
And as Raven held the dress up, the two other ponies could only look on in awe at the perfection incarnate that was Raven's dress.
I feel inspiration rising within me!
Exclaimed Rarity.
I shall make an entire line of clothing based off not just this marvelous dress, but of your style and elegance, Raven.
The alicorn looked shocked.
Oh, wow. I am so glad you like it. I mean, it's hardly one of my best, and I don't really like the attention, but I'd be honored to be the focus of your new clothing line.
Raven? The two magic ponies turned to Twilight. I really think we should continue the tour. Could you just wait outside for a second? I need a word with Rarity. There was a short beat. In private. Raven gave her a smile, which, as the light hit her teeth, gleamed with the brilliance of the sun.
Of course, I'll be right outside.
Twilight watched her as she trotted out the front door. Turning to Rarity, she said, "This Raven is certainly, something, isn't she?"
Something?
Rarity scoffed.
That is hardly a fitting description of her. She's my idol. She's the pony I want to be.
This enthusiasm surprised Twilight. She'd never seen her friend so worked up over something. You've never mentioned her before. Come to think of it, for being so famous and unique, I'm surprised I've never heard of her before. Rarity seemed genuinely confused at this.
Of course, I've always admired her. Ever since, well, I first became interested in her work when...
She paused to think.
Come to think of it, I don't recall when I first noticed work. When I saw Raven, I just knew who she was, and how she has my dying devotion.
Okay. Twilight had an odd feeling about this alicorn. It was probably nothing, though. Surely, as she got to know Raven better, the feeling would pass, right?
If you don't mind, I do have to use the restroom. I hate to slow down the episode.
No, it's fine. I think I need to take a water break.
But no, I'm having a good time with this.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yourself, Harry.
Wait, what was that?
So, are you enjoying yourself?
This is certainly interesting. I I didn't expect that we were gonna do a... Well, I mean, you said earlier, but, doing a Mary Sue story is definitely different. I wonder how this is gonna go by the end of this. Hooray. How about you guys?
The story's fine so far. I'm just having no idea what Twilight's supposed to sound like.
So you've never watched Ponies before then, have you?
Oh, I have. I just don't know what voice I should use.
Oh, okay, fair, fair.
Oh, excuse me. Enjoying the story so far, Nova?
Just enough.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Tanner.
I do
Okay.
say that I'm hoping my performance is good. It's weird playing like an intentionally shallow character.
Yeah, it is. Let's see. Where were we? Ah, yes. All right, resume story. 3, 2, 1, and go.
What's this little place over here?
Twilight had been taking Raven to the Sweet Apple Acres, but as they were walking along Ponyville's outskirts, the Alicorn had spotted a small cottage that was on the edge of the ever-free forest. Oh, that! that belongs to Flutter. It's like, oh, that belongs to Fluttershy. Come on, I'll introduce you. They began walking to the cottage. Fluttershy is the go-to pony for all animal problems. She's a caretaker, you see,
Love animals.
said Raven Twilight Moon. I bet you are a professional animal caretaker in your spare time, too, muttered Twilight.
What was that?
Look! I think I see Fluttershy in her backyard. Before Raven could say another word, Twilight began heading to the back. Fluttershy was busy feeding the various critters she kept as the two ponies rounded the corner of her cottage. Okay,
I think Nova was
That's all I
Fluttershy.
have of Fluttershy.
No, Nova was Fluttershy.
Okay. Oh, thank goodness.
Here's some seed for you, Mr. Blue Jay. And I never forget my precious widow peregrine falcon. Now,
Hey, Fluttershy! Fluttershy looked up to see the two ponies approaching, and a smile lit up her face.
Oh shit.
Did I drop again?
One of us dropped.
Alright, what'd you hear?
I read my line. I read my first line, rather.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I think I just heard Scrappy and then that was it.
You heard corner of the...
Again. Here's some more seed for you, Mr. Blue Jay. And I never forget my precious widow peregrine falcon. Oh, would I?
Hey, Fluttershy! Fluttershy looked up to see the two ponies approaching, and a smile lit up her face.
Hi, Twilight. Who's your friend?
Twilight was slightly unnerved at how Fluttershy seemed so calm around a pony she'd never met. When she first talked to Fluttershy, the conversation mostly consisted... When she first talked to Fluttershy, the conversation mostly consisted of her talking, and the Pegasus making squeaking noises. Well, aren't you the... Well, aren't you the social butterfly today? This here's Raven. She's new in town. I thought I'd introduce the two of you since we're passing through. As Twilight spoke, all the animals... As Twilight spoke, all the animals moved excitedly over to Raven. Cats were rubbing up against her legs, butterflies were resting on her back, and even Angel seemed to be in a good mood around her. Raven laughed, which sounded like gentle springs running through a mountain brook, as all the animals started playing with her. Twilight's one eyebrow rose as she watched the spectacle. Fluttershy was equally amazed.
How are you doing that?
She asked in awe. Raven, still laughing with her perfect laugh, managed to say,
Well, ever since I was a filly, I've gotten along naturally with animals. In my darkest moments, animals were my only friends. I suppose I just have a natural affinity with them.
That's amazing!
Exclaimed Fluttershy, albeit softly. All of a sudden, a hiss echoed through the air, and the trio looked over at a nearby tree. There was a raccoon at its base, clearly injured.
Oh
Cried Fluttershy.
my! Ricardo's gonna fallen off of that tree! You two wait here. He can get a little testy.
Fluttershy ran over to the hurt raccoon, which was still letting off a hissing noise.
Hey, little guy. What's wrong? Here, let me...
But as Fluttershy approached, the raccoon swiped at her with its claws, hissing all the louder. The yellow pony let off a little squeak and backed away. Turning to Twilight and Raven, she said,
Ricardo doesn't really like ponies. From the looks of it, he has a broken leg. But I'll never get near him.
Let me try. I don't think you're doing it right.
Raven walked slowly over to Ricardo. As she approached, the raccoon's hissings gradually died down.
Easy there. I'm not gonna hurt you.
The raccoon practically leapt onto Raven's back, with the broken leg being the only thing stopping it. Using her magic, the alicorn gently picked up the hurt animal. Fluttershy and Twilight both watched, jaws on the ground, as Raven proceeded to bandage Ricardo with absolutely no fuss coming from the animal. Done. Raven flashed to a smile that would. When she was done, Raven flashed to a smile that should belong only in the mouth of a god. Twilight said, "That was,
Amazing!
Fluttershy joyfully leapt into the air and soared over to Raven.
How did you do that? You must be even better with animals than I am.
Twilight felt her eye give a slight twitch.
You simply must tell me how you did that.
Raven blushed.
Glad you think so, Fluttershy. Really, it's important to be confident. Show no fear. If you just stand up for yourself, you can do anything.
Fluttershy's eyes widened as she suddenly grasped the brilliant meaning of Raven's speech. Confidence? How had she never realized that before? Thanks to Raven's tactfully relayed words, Fluttershy had reached enlightenment. Raven? Twilight chipped in. I don't think life is quite as simple as just being confident.
Shut the hell up, Twilight!
Roared Fluttershy.
You talk to Raven that way and I'll slap you, bitch!
Oh my gosh. The unicorn had to pinch herself. A difficult task with boobs. I'm sure she wasn't dreaming.
That completely caught me off guard. What the hell?
You're just jealous of Raven because she's free and you're wrong!
Fluttershy, what's gotten over you?
I've become confident, just like Raven said I should. She's super smart, you know.
Oh my gosh. Twilight was about to come up with a retort, but her gut told her that no amount of logic could possibly remedy the situation. Come on, Raven. We still have more places to visit. See you later, Fluttershy.
Twilight Sparkle owns libtards with facts and logic.
Whatever, asshole!
Fluttershy shouted. The other animals eyed her warily, unsure about what to make of this new development. Fluttershy gave a murderous glance at all of them.
What the hell are you looking at, idiots?
Fluttershy is just being possessed by Daisy right now. Raven? Raven, are you sure that confidence is the best way to handle animals? The two ponies were on their way through the town square, en route to Sweet Apple Acres.
Of course!
Raven said with a smile that could banish demons back to hell with its glory.
A little confidence can go a long way. That's what my mom always said.
I thought your mom died during childbirth.
Oh, she said that before she died, is what I meant.
Twilight was feeling more and more uneasy as the day went on. Raven Twilight Moon seemed practically unreal. She was an alicorn, unusually colored, had weird cutie marks, and on top of all of that, could accomplish any task with incredible grace and beauty. And every pony she talked to seemed a bit off afterwards, like Fluttershy. But perhaps one of the weirdest things of all was that Raven was incredibly polite. She never screamed or fussed or complained. If everything was cut away to leave just her personality, there'd be practically nothing left. She was just boring.
Twilight!
I bounced over to the two ponies, a smile decorating her face. Of course, one was a smile not on the pink pony's face.
I'm so happy to see you. Why? Because I'm always happy to see you. Let's...
Pinkie Pie stopped, now paying attention to Raven. Her smile disappeared.
Do I know you from somewhere?
Raven gave Pinkie Pie a smile that rivaled the sun in its splendor.
I'm not sure. I'm a famous rock star. Though. Perhaps you've heard of some of my famous jams? I do vocals and I'm an expert with the guitar.
Pinkie Pie gave her chin a puzzling scratch.
That's not it. It's not that I've seen you before. It's just...
Suddenly, Scootaloo, Apple Bloom, and Sweetie Belle ran up to Raven.
I'll be out because I'm out of
Okay.
dubs. Excuse me, miss.
Apple Bloom asked with barely contained excitement.
Are you Raven Twilight Moon? Yes.
Responded the alicorn. Sweetie Belle for Pete's sake. Sweetie Belle let out a squeal of excitement. Scootaloo shouted. Okay.
I forgot she was in
Well-
this.
Scootaloo shouted. Well, we're the cutie. It's like, we're the Cutie Mark Crusaders, and we've heard so much about you, and we've heard so much about you. For Pete's sake. And we've heard so much about you, and we've decided to start the Twilight Moon Fan Club. Yeah, symmetry. All three shouted at once.
All right,
You've got to
Boba,
be-
do you want to be Sweetie Belle beforehand since you're already Rarity?
Why not?
You've got to be kidding me, uttered Twilight.
Our first meeting!
Screeched Sweetie Belle.
The biggest party guest home meeting is at the purple on here in Town Square! You be the guest of honor!
Raven looked off into the distance, and this time Twilight couldn't help but follow Raven's gaze to figure out why she kept looking off like that.
Well, I'm glad. I have such an honor. I really don't like attention, but I'll come all the same. Are you okay?
That last sentence was directed towards Pinkie Pie, who was giving her a ferocious gaze that could burn a hole through solid concrete.
First, I wasn't sure,
Growled Pinkie Pie.
but now I know. I know what you are.
Oh gosh. Raven flashed a nervous smile, noticeably not as perfect as the previous iterations.
I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, did you know I have a part-time job as a party planner? I've done parties all over Equestria.
She tried reaching out with her hoof to give Pinkie Pie a friendly pat on the back, but the pink pony leapt back, hissing.
I'll get you. Mark my words.
and Pinkie ran off in the direction of Sugar Cube Corner. Twilight was more confused now than she had been the past couple of hours combined. For the first time, Raven held an expression of nervousness, but it quickly subsided. She turned back to the Crusaders.
Did you cut?
Alright, what did you last hear?
Something about the Crusaders.
Yeah.
Alright, but it quickly subsided. She turned back to the Crusaders.
Yeah.
Tanner.
Are you speaking
Tanner.
or?
I think
Oh,
that's
is that-
Raven's line.
Oh, what time is the gathering? You'll be there?
Cried Apple Bloom.
Oh boy, it's at 7 tonight. I know you'll be right on time, 'cause you ain't late for nothing, Miss Raven. Sorry, I'm reading my lines off a script. Come on, girls, we've got to start preparing things.
Rio ran off, leaving Twilight and Raven alone. Sorry about Pinkie Pie, Twilight said. She can get a little excited about new ponies. I bet she's just planning a... Excuse me. I bet she's just planning a surprise welcoming party for you. And after that, a post-surprise party. I know why I'm stuttering so much. It's the friggin' letter P. Pony, pony, pony!
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of alliteration.
Okay. And after that, a post-surprise party. Twilight laughed, and Raven joined in with a rather hollow, yet perfect, laugh of her own.
I suppose you're right. Let's just continue the tour. Oh, no.
It's a problem.
My mic is detached, so if it dropped in quality for like a millisecond, that's why.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Sweet Apple Acres was in full bloom, with apples ripe for the picking. Each branch was for Pete's sake. Each branch was a treasure trove of these red treats. Wouldn't be long before the Apple family would begin plundering the trees for their treasure. From the looks of it, that day was today. Twilight and Raven were arriving as Applejack was busy Twilight and Raven were arriving as Applejack was busy apple bucking trees.
I can probably
wasn't
be both of
over-
these characters.
Oh, okay. Twilight hoped AJ wasn't overworking herself again, but to her relief, she saw that both Big Macintosh and Rainbow Dash were there giving her a helping hoof. Hey, Hey, Applejack! Cried out Twilight. How goes the harvest? Applejack finished her kick before yelling out.
All right, you two, take a breather. We got some company. Oh God, I'm Rainbow too. Jesus. Ah.
Groaned Rainbow Dash.
If I'd known that apple bucking would be so much work, I'd have sick. Well, I appreciate you giving us I appreciate all the help you're giving us, Rainbow. As for you two...
Applejack turned to the new arrivals.
What brings you out here to the farm?
Picking up Raven, she asked.
And who's this?
This is Raven, Twilight replied. She's new in town. I'm just giving her the grand tour.
It's very nice to meet you.
Raven said. Applejack nodded.
Likewise.
Okay. I will handle Macintosh just
All right.
so you can rest.
Yeah.
Big Macintosh walked up to Raven, examining her closely before finally saying, I gotta say, Miss Raven, underneath that purty little figure of yours, I see a right fine apple-bucking pony.
That was good.
I rarely heard Big Macintosh say more beyond words of confirmation. She'd have been surprised, but at this point her sense of surprise had been deadened by all the other amazing things about Raven. Gosh. Raven nodded to Big Macintosh, saying,
Well, my father owned a highly successful apple farm. As I was growing up, I worked the farm along with the other Earth ponies. Really?
asked Applejack with a grin.
Come on! That dainty little figure can buck apples? Let's see those hooves there in action! Well,
Raven pawed at the ground.
I normally don't like to show off, but here it goes.
Without moving from her spot, Raven stomped down firmly, yet gracefully, on the ground in front of her. Raven stomped down firmly, yet gracefully, on the ground in front of her with tremendous force that had been previously concealed underneath her feminine figure. I want to strangle this narration. Other ponies watched in astonishment as all the trees in a 20-foot radius began dropping their apples. There was a moment of silence before Rainbow Dash shouted out,
Was awesome!
She flew over to Raven.
Hey, how's your flying, kid?
Raven looked off.
Well, I suppose I'm a good flyer. I've won a few championships.
Rainbow gave her a daring grin.
Well then, Miss Champion Winner, how about a race then?
Raven thought this over for a second.
I don't know. I hurt my wing recently, so I may not be as fast as I usually am. I don't want to cheat you out of a good race.
Rainbow gave her a playful punch on the shoulder.
Come on, it'll be fine. If you can't keep up with the fastest, the most illiterate pony in Equestria, I'll understand. The fastest flyer
Wait.
is the initial line.
Illiterate pony. Oh man, I remember the book episode.
Oh yeah, you've seen more than I thought you have, Scrappy. I'm sorry. The fourth wall thing is Pinky's.
I've seen a whopping 3 episodes.
Yeah, I'm a little drunk right now.
Twilight's gonna be a little drunk after this story too. Raven gave the Pegasus a smile which spoke of love and happiness. Before saying,
All right, you're on. How about once around Ponyville?
Rainbow Dash, who seemed to be entranced by Raven's smile, shook her head as though to clear a daze from her mind.
Sounds awesome. Twilight,
What?
the countdown.
Right. 3, ponies ready for takeoff. 2, wound up like springs, the tense energy building up could be felt by every pony watching. Go! Both ponies took off like a rocket, with Raven slightly in the lead. Rainbow Dash quickly matched her pace, and for a few moments both were neck and neck. But slowly and surely, Raven slowly began taking the lead, more and more behind. Putting in a last bit of speed, Rainbow Dash almost caught up to Raven, but then, quite unexpectedly, Raven launched into a sonic rain boom, But this is no ordinary.
Keep going.
But this
You're
was
not
no
dealing with the. You're not dealing with the average Sonic Rainboom anymore.
But this was no ordinary Sonic Rainboom. This was one that was colored dark blue, black, crimson red, and bright pink.
Oh, it's just every fucking like Pony Mary Sue cliche.
By the time Rainbow Dash reached the finish line, Raven was already chatting it up with the other ponies. Pegasus was gasping for breath.
Good race.
She managed to say. Raven gave her a sympathetic smile, one that rivaled War and Peace in its complexity.
Off. I'm hope you don't feel too bad about losing. I can tell you're going to be a great flyer someday. Maybe you'll be able to join me and the other Wonderbolts eventually.
Every pony gave her an incredulous stare. You're part of the Wonderbolts? Questioned Twilight. How do you have time to? Oh gosh. You have time to do all this. The question remained ignored as Rainbow Dash went into hysterics, not unlike me.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh! I raced Wonderbolt! This is the best day ever! I fucking sound like a psychopath right now! I should have mentioned that earlier.
Nice transition. Raven grinned, displaying a smile of divine origins. Oh my gosh, screw off, please.
I never realized you were such a big fan.
Walking up close to Rainbow Dash, she whispered,
We could fly again, together again, sometime. Oh no, I've read ahead. I know where
Wait, this-
Oh no.
Rainbow blushed, her wings straight upright on her back.
Oh, fuck you.
Get it? Because she has rainbows, that means... fuck this shit.
That would be awesome.
Twilight had the great urge suddenly to start pounding her head against a tree.
You.
What is
I've
this
read
mess?
ahead and I've read ahead, but I feel like you guys already know what's gonna happen.
I feel like I'm already
I'm just
like,
laughing at Twilight's frustration.
same. I'm so done with this, dude.
Oh, it's clear that the author read like a ton of these.
Yeah,
These
it's
fics
clearly
before
deliberate,
writing
but
this.
it's like, what?
Twilight had the great urge suddenly to start pounding her head against a tree, but instead she forced a smile and said, "All right, Raven, this was the last stop on our tour. Let's get back to the library." Raven nodded.
Okay, let's go. Before you leave,
Applejack added.
I just want you to know that me and Big Macintosh have been talking, and we think with them apple bucking skills, we're making you an honorary member of the Apple family. This was before this became a plot point in a later episode.
Oh gosh. What? Screeched Twilight, eye twitching. Every pony gave her an odd stare, so forcing another smile, she said, "That's great, Raven. Considering you lost your parents, I'm sure this will fill a great gap in your life. Adopted into the Apple family. They had enough members as it was, but what was going on?
I'd be honored to accept Applejack.
Raven replied with a smile that had been blessed by the cosmos with perfection.
This is just getting more and more ridiculous. Come on.
I once again, I pre-read this, so no. It only gets more and more stupid from here.
The two magic wielders began to leave when Rainbow Dash whispered to Twilight nervously.
Hey, Twi, can I have a word with you?
She gulped.
In private.
The purple pony nodded. Sure. Raven, you go on ahead. I'll meet you back at the library. As the apples began working again, Rainbow Jack and Twilight moved to a more secluded spot. What's on your mind, Rainbow? What's on your mind, Rainbow? Pegasus bit her lip, as though contemplating whether she wanted to share this information.
Of course
Finally, she said,
I'm feeling very confused right now. It's like, ever since I saw Raven, I had these feelings about her. Fuck off.
She paused.
Okay, hold on. Let me get my breath first. I think I may love Raven, Twilight.
Twilight's eye twitched. Twilight's eye twitched. This couldn't be happening. I thought you were into stallions.
Fuck you!
Read.
Dude, this is such a hilarious and original joke. Get it? Because she's a tomboy and she got rainbows in her hair. I thought so too. But when I saw her and how fast she flew, I got feelings that I've never... Fuck off. I've never had around a stallion. Raven's just special. Fuck off!
You did this to yourself.
I did. Fuck off. To be fair, it's like it's intentionally playing the cliche of Rainbow being gay up. And if Rainbow is gay, I don't have a problem with her being gay. And well, I mean, she is. If you've watched the season 9 finale, I am losing my fucking mind right now.
Well, that was clearly pandering, but you know, don't let the fandom hear me say it.
There's some
That's for now. I don't want to hear it.
I haven't actually seen season 9 yet, so I don't know what you're referring to, but...
You know what? No, I'm gonna save that.
All was silent for a moment. It was Twilight who broke it. Rainbow Dash, I need to go. Promise me you'll really think over whether this is what you truly want, okay?
You fucking homophobe. I've never wanted anything else this badly in my life! Join the Wonderbolts!
This last sentence echoed in Twilight's mind as she ran off. Something was horribly, horribly wrong. And it all had to do with Raven Twilight Moon. What was wrong? What was wrong with every pony? Twilight's mind was abuzz with all the recent revelations that occurred within the past few hours alone. Rarity practically worshipped Raven. Fluttershy's personality had done a 360. Applejack adopted her. Rainbow Dash had fallen in love. And Pinkie, oddly enough, Pinkie was for once the one pony Twilight really wanted to see.
Fucking asshole!
I know that sounds so mean. Know something about the alicorn that no other pony did? There was some sort of magic at work, but Twilight wasn't sure what.
Hey!
Cut out. Can you do that one more time?
Yeah! Yeah!
Close enough. Shouted a shrill, high-pitched voice. Around the corner came Pinkie Pie, galloping as though her life depended on it. Perfect timing, thought Twilight. Pinkie Pie! Pinkie stopped when she heard the unicorn's voice.
Twilight, I want to talk to you about something.
Same here. Have you noticed anything odd about Raven? The party pony gasped.
Sorry, I'm playing Pinky. I'm just gonna ham this shit up.
Party pony gasped.
So you've noticed too? I thought you'd fallen victim to her her evil enchantress ways as well.
Adding curiosity. Are you saying she's placing spells on ponies?
Not exactly.
Pinkie Pie looked Twilight right in the eye.
Twilight,
Take a deep breath, Tanner.
Twilight, I know what I'm about to say something that's going to seem completely ridiculous. But for once, please believe me.
Twilight nodded. Pinkie Pie. Hold on, my dogs are barking. Okay, actually, can you hear my dogs?
No, I can't.
All right, this mic works. Thanks, Harry.
See,
Twilight
when I
nodded.
think fourth wall, it's justified. I'm still in character, by the way.
Twilight nodded. Pinkie Pie wasn't exactly a pony one normally took seriously, but this time was different.
Off. Why is the narration so insulting? Okie dokie, Loki, then. You better sit back and relax. Because I've got quite an expositional monologue for you. Okay, so, I was walking along the street when I saw you, and that other pony, and I was all like, hi! But then I looked at Raven, and she looked familiar. Thought I'd seen her before, but the whole alicorn, dark mane, weird cutie marks thing, on top of being a rock star, reminded me about something I've read in a book. I originally borrowed from you to keep one of my tables sturdy. I'm sorry, I'm kind of drunk right now. I was a bit suspicious, but then the fact that Raven got her own fan club was all the proof I needed. I ran straight home to double check, and from then on I knew for certain Raven was actually a...
He paused dramatically.
Mare E. Sue!
Okay, what's a Mare Isu?
Right. Okay, I was flipping through a couple of recipe books a while back when I decided to take a look at the book I was borrowing from you. I think it was called Tropes for Dummies or something like that. Anyway, one entry mentioned this thing called a Mare E. Sue. It is an eldritch abomination from a long time ago. It doesn't have a real personality, so it needs to feed off the personalities and quirks of those around it. It's really tricky and can warp reality so that ponies become obsessed with its company, which makes it easier to feed on them. And when the abomination feeds, a pony becomes corrupted and acts in weird ways. It's like they're a different pony altogether.
Twilight was about to comment on how stupid that sounded, but when she thought it over, it all made sense. His unique traits, the feeling of perfection, every pony's fascination with her. If there was one piece of empirical data that could be used to counter that argument, Twilight couldn't find it. But wait, why wasn't I affected? Pinkie Pie tilted her head, deep in thought. That was certainly a question to puzzle over.
I can't say for sure, but I'd go out on a limb and say you're too cynical to fall for her trickery.
There, some way to stop her? Pinkie Pie nodded.
You can't confront a Mary Sue directly. She's better than every pony in every way. Literally. Even your magic won't be enough to stop her.
Twilight snorted. Ha! I'd like to see her try. It's probably back at her house with Spike trying to... Second. With Spike! There is a way! Come with me! Wait, actually, is that Pinkie Pie speaking?
That is. There is a way! Come with me!
Spike's all alone with her! Cried Twilight. I've got to stop her! Ran off with Pinkie shouting from behind.
You can't be like that, Twilight! Come back! Oh, my dad's gonna come upstairs. Can I go get, like, just... Can I go to the bathroom one more time before we continue here? I'm so sorry to break the flow. I'm having fun, though.
How much did you drink, Tanner?
Alright, let's continue.
Oh, no, go. Go. I'm just wondering how much booze did you drink?
I'm having, like, way more fun playing Pinkie. I already knew I was gonna have fun, but it's so fun to, like, not directly imitate her voice, but, like, just capture that, like, cadence.
Yeah. Yeah, you can take your bathroom break, Tanner. Go ahead.
I have no words for any of this. What the hell is going on? Well, I know what's going on, but like, why? What the
Yeah,
heck?
I don't know what I decided to do with my life either.
I'm a complete loss for words.
I think that's all of us right now.
Like, this is not what I was expecting when Tanner suggested a pony story. I mean, it's different, but, uh, oh, Lord.
Oh, dear. My throat is going to be scorched and I have to voice Daisy in the next story.
How much longer of this story is left, by the way?
We're past the halfway point.
Oh my god, it's still low. Oh my god. This is.
Oh. Oh, what?
It'll be worth it.
Oh, what? Scrappy, say that again?
Me, we're past the halfway point.
Like, just past, or?
Yeah.
Oh my
My
god,
God.
this is long. How...
I thought this would just be a short lead into the Mario story.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this to be as long as it is.
My god.
Your chapter isn't as long, is it?
I mean, I don't think so.
We're in here for the long haul, boys. How are you holding up, Nova?
Worth it in the end. Don't worry.
I'll take your word for it.
I'm back.
Alright.
Welcome back.
I'm gonna try to be quieter because I don't want to disturb my family. I'm gonna try to be quieter. Hey guys, this is good. Professionalism.
Okay. Where were we at? So, yeah. Pinkie Pie was screaming, so
Yeah.
Twilight burst.
So
Hmm?
she was acting like Pinkie Pie.
Yeah. Let's see where we transition. Twilight burst through the front door like a bull. Raven and Spike turned their heads at the sudden interruption. Spike seemed to be in a daze, a dreamy look on his face and hearts in his eyes. Raven was shocked.
Twilight? What's the meaning of this?
Twilight growled. Shut up, Raven. Or should I say, Mary Sue? Raven's shock slowly shifted to a sickeningly sweet smile. One that was just like injecting sugar straight into your veins.
Is that Twilight or Spike speaking? Or Twilight or
That's right.
Raven speaking?
I think that's Raven.
Spike, be a dear and wait upstairs. Anything for you?
Spike mumbled and began climbing up to his and Twilight's room. Raven waited till Spike was out of earshot before letting off a laugh. His laugh was different from before, as it was cold and echoed with the sounds of tortured screams.
It was Pinkie Pie who figured it out, wasn't it?
Twilight was taken back by this radical shift in behavior, but quickly recovered. Yeah, she figured out who you really are and just what you're up to.
Really?
Raven's smile was malicious and cruel, and the gums were red like blood.
And what are you going to do now?
Twilight opened her mouth to speak, but no words came out. It seemed to be the one time she hadn't thought ahead. Raven began circling her.
I've already got the whole town enraptured. They all treat me like a god. This is one of the finest feasts I've had in decades. So many juicy personalities. Much better than the bland ones from a few generations ago.
Oh, that's just mean.
I was
That
gonna say,
is what the. Oh, Meta.
best part is
She whispered in Twilight's ear.
when I go to the fan club gathering tonight. Finish all the ponies off in one fell swoop. All of them will be left as twisted as the remains of their former selves. Discord's reign was nothing compared to what I'll do, which is
Not if I
disconnect you from the call twice as much.
Not if I stop you, muttered Twilight, and she let off a fantastic bolt of lightning from her horn, which struck Raven square in the face, but the alicorn was unscarred. Raven gave a laugh which spoke of booming cannons and the screams of dying soldiers.
Mention when I was born, the doctor had determined I had the rare ability to resist all forms of magic from other ponies. Yeah, that sounds about right. Too bad you aren't the same.
Raven levitated Twilight into the air and with ease drew her into a bookshelf. The impact caused heavy text and tomes to rain down onto the unicorn.
That's right, motherfucker. That's what we call impact font. Remember, Twilight, I'm Celestia's star pupil. You know, Mary Sue's like myself. Take a long time to build up power. Why, when I first came into existence, it took decades to obtain a single neighborhood's trust. For years, I've fed far before you were born. This town is but a mere potato chip for me now. And once I'm done with it, I'll finally have enough power to convince that fool Celestia to hand over the reins of her kingdom. It's been practically a millennium, but finally, my plan will come into fruition. fruition. I'm sorry. I'm drunk with power, and also drunk in general. You should be impressed. Do you know how difficult it is to stay out of Celestia's radar for 1,000 years? Do you know how convoluted and nonsensical this show's timeline is? If only you weren't such a suspicious pony, you'd be living a nice, peaceful lie like the rest of these idiots. No matter. I've met ponies like you before. None of them were able to stop me.
Twilight managed to stand up, despite her battered body. If I can't beat you with magic, then maybe a little brute force will work. She charged, but Raven moved like lightning to the unicorn's side and gracefully tripped her. As Twilight fumbled, falling to the ground, Raven walked daintily over and delivered a kick into Twilight's side that sent her flying into a wall. Dang.
Much as I love being evil, I have a gathering to attend. I hear it's in my honor. Honestly, having to suck up to ponies gets awfully droll after 1,000 years.
Laughing a laugh that sounded like screeching violins played by the devil's minions, Raven walked out the front door.
I want to annoy my family. I'm not doing the laugh. I don't want to annoy my family.
Spike came running down the stairs. Seeing Twilight, he ran over to her and kneeling beside her, asked,
Happened? I heard some loud bangs. You didn't hurt Raven, did you?
Twilight, a crumpled mess, looked at Spike in disbelief. No, I didn't hurt her. But the opposite, really. Spike let out a giggle.
I should have known. My love is way too strong and talented to be hurt by you.
Thought you had a crush on Rarity.
I did. But then I met
He sighed a mooshy sigh.
Raven. Anyway, gotta go. Can't miss the meeting of the Twilight Moon fan club.
He ran out, leaving the unicorn alone, lying on the floor. Jeez, Spike. I
That's
failed, she whispered.
entirely out of character.
I know, Spike. That Mary Sue was going to do who knows what to everyone's personalities. And I couldn't do anything to stop her. Curled up, attempting to hide away from the world.
Gotta do more Pinky. I'm wondering if I can do a relatively quiet Pinky. As long as I keep the pitch up. I'm trying to go for just like her delivery since I can't do her voice. Hold on, where are we?
Twilight, are you okay?
Twilight? Are you okay?
The unicorn looked up from her corner to see Pinkie Pie looking down at her in concern.
I told you, you can't beat a Mary Sue like that. I'm sorry. She's fast, strong, and really smart. Excuse me, by the way. I'm a party planner. Let me indulge.
Yeah, Twilight sighed. She's perfect. We lose. I know. Pinkie Pie smiled.
I know a way to beat her.
The unicorn rolled her eyes. You know a way to beat her? Pinkie Pie, you don't know how to beat anything.
Like Parasprites?
Touché. What's the plan?
All right, take my hoof. By the way, this is actually the hoof I use for beating. Sorry.
Pinkie Pie, this plan is kind of stupid.
Just take it! I'm whispering now.
Begrudgingly, Twilight grabbed hold of the pink pony's hoof. A moment passed where nothing happened. Just suddenly, Twilight could feel a tingle run through her body. Even a tingle, just a really weird feeling. Pinky, what's going on?
Taking a pony beyond the fourth wall with me before. But desperate times call for desperate measures. By the way, I'm gonna take you atop the fourth wall. You ever heard about the green M&M?
Oh gosh. Fourth wall? What's that supposed to mean? And why am I talking in bold? And why am I suddenly noticing everything as text? Pinkie Pie giggled.
Almost there, William Shatner.
Ash, Pinkie Pie, and Twilight disappeared from Equestria. Wait, but I'm, Twilight, still here, aren't I? Whoa, what's going on? Pinkie Pie.
Right. This section. Weird, because I'm trying to be quiet. Hey, every pony! Welcome to another episode of Mystery Pinkie Pie Theater 3000! Bramp.
Oh my gosh.
I told you this shit was gonna get sillier as it went along.
What? I really hope this is part of your plan, Pinkie Pie, or else we have some much weirder problems to worry about. Pinkie
Oh,
Pie.
trust me, I have a shitload of problems. You ever read some of the fics starring me?
Oh gosh.
Don't worry, silly filly. This is all according to plan. I hate.
Your plan? Just what is your plan, Pinkie? What is Raven's weakness?
That's what I've been trying to tell you before you ran off like that. Mary Sue's are incredibly weak to one. Okay, hold on. To one thing. Criticism. So I went and asked an
Oh
author
my god!
to lend me his writing studio so I could do an MST.
I can barely hear you, I'm sorry.
I asked an author friend of mine to lend me his writing studio so I can do an MST.
Criticism? That's it?
Yep, they hate it when people make fun of the realities they've designed.
That still doesn't that still doesn't explain where we are.
Well, I mentioned hating the realities we've designed, so obviously Reset Era. But it's a little difficult to explain. Let's just say it has something to do with dimension hopping and leave it at that. We need to go if we want to be in time for the MST.
Hold on, MST?
I'd rather not go into exposition now. You can look up MST3K on your own time. All you need to know for now is that in an MST, we make fun of what's going on. Plot, characters, grammar. Everything's fair game. I needed you along because I don't have anywhere near the awesome level of caustic sarcasm that you do. What was that? Let me reread. I don't have anywhere near the awesome level of caustic sarcasm that you do. I just can't do this alone.
Gee, thanks.
Perfect. All right, let's do this. We've got a story sign.
Oh gosh. Meanwhile, back in reality, Raven was excited as can be about the fan club meeting. She was also nervous because she didn't want to be the center of attention. Which is exactly why she's supporting this fan club meeting. Suddenly, Raven narrowed her eyes.
T.
She hissed before reverting back to her perfect self. Wait, other ponies can hear us?
Oh, no. Only Raven can hear us, since she's, I get my mic back in order. The gamer god. Since he's, you know, an eldritch abomination of incredibly destructive power. But she can't actually say anything about it. Otherwise, she'll blow our cover. Fucking Christ. She'll blow our cover. Not even her seal
Cover.
powers can convince people not to fear an eldritch abomination, comrade.
Oh, okay. Oh, so as long as we're here in this alternate dimension, we're perfectly safe from her wrath, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Pinky, what are you not telling me?
It's nothing. As long as she isn't at the height of her power.
Yeah, about that. What does the book say about her when she's at full strength?
Kinda, sort of, maybe travel to different dimensions?
What?
And spread her influence and power throughout multiple planes of existence. And that means she can kinda come here and obliterate us.
Well, it seems we're on a tight schedule now. If we don't stop her before the end of the gathering, we may as well say goodbye to reality as we know it.
Gets worse. You see, since Raven's putting so much energy into making reality depict her as perfect, the quality of everything else is starting to drop. You know what that means?
Bad grammar.
Yield your eyes!
Where was she?
In the Twilight Zone?
A stupid story. That's the gathering. She'd never want to steal a spotlight away from another pony. Granted, she was extremely special and a little bit unusual, but it wasn't her fault. It was her curse she had to live with, being so talented and attractive. Oh, why can't I just be more like that other pony from down the street? With the... with the... Okay, I hate this. With the
Why can't she
incredible amount
just
of
be like
acne...
Tanner Brown?
Let me try that again. Oh, why can't I be like that other pony from down the street with the incredible amount of acne, fungal infection, and lacking 3 legs? Oh my gosh.
She's the pony we all want to be.
Had to live with constant attention, never having a moment alone. But she'd struggle on, despite all these obstacles.
Maybe she'd have more moments of peace and silence if she didn't spend every waking moment talking to herself.
Raven Twilight Moon. Oh dear Celestia, is that really how her name's spelled? Walked through the doors to the pavilion and was greeted by an amazing sight. Pony and Ponyville had turned up to the fan club gathering. It seems word had spread around town, and everyone had turned up to celebrate her. You'd think ponies would have better things to do with their time, instead of coming to this meeting. Like swimming trash. Your eyes...
Can you see
Or
why?
gouge your eyes out.
Can you see why I cast you as Twilight for this one?
Raven waved. You're... Raven waves, giving all the city folk a friendly smile that was like glorious light pouring down from the heavens. Grab an umbrella! It's raining heavenly lights!
Needs to give God a number for a good plumber. You can't have heavenly lights splashing around everywhere.
Welcome! Cried the mayor. He was thinking about how her family, which was being held hostage. Wait, I ruined the grammar there. Was thinking about her family being held hostage, forcing her to do this. Do this stupid event. Welcome, cried the mayor, who was standing up on stage with a mic. Everyone, the guest of honor has arrived! A humongous cheer rose up from the assembled ponies, one of love and adoration. Raven blushed. She hadn't known there was going to be this many ponies. There were buffet tables stacked high with all sorts of treats and goodies. And they were all her favorites. cheeseburgers, French fries, cakes, and more here. Raven grabbed a slice of pizza.
I mean, the joke is that the grammar is bad.
It's messing me up. Raven grabbed a slice of pizza and began chewing away happily. Really? Fast food? What meat did they make the patties from? Horse meat?
Same thing they make. Oh my god. Thing that you make cupcakes with.
Come again.
If every other pony can't make references to that story, then I can too. God, fuck off.
It's the best kind of 2012 story.
I hate that I understand all of these.
I got that. I got the cupcakes reference.
I'm gonna fucking throw this microphone out the window.
The window. Save the stuff getting chucked out of windows for next story. Rarity walked up and asked.
Can I have some?
Two of them laughed as Rarity grabbed another slice of pizza.
Comedy.
Tanner laughed.
Wait, why are we laughing?
They. Raven said.
Thanks so much for the dress, Rarity. It's so kawaii.
Oh, great. Raven's apparently fake Japanese. Rarity giggled and said.
Super kawaii.
And so's Rarity. Impressive considering the Japan doesn't exist in Equestria. Can I just say the Japan? But your dress is even more awesome. Wait, but your dress is even more awesome. I was just talking to some designer guy and he agreed to feature that dress you made for me earlier in every magazine in Equestria. Oh, that was Rarity continuing, my bad.
Your dress is even more awesome. I was just talking to some designer guy, and he agreed to feature that dress you made for me earlier in every magazine in Equestria.
Raven said,
Oh?
turned away. Rarity said,
What's wrong, Raven? I thought you'd be happy.
I thought you'd be happy. Don't ask me. Did you think she was going to be happy? Oh, wait, that was... I get it. That's a grammar joke.
It's just...
There was a pained look in her eye, and a single teardrop hit the ground.
the rest missed.
I didn't know the pavilion's floor had been removed.
Don't worry, we don't like you already.
That's such
I
a
hate
cliche
that
joke.
this
Why
is-
did that get a laugh out of me?
I hate that this is basically what we do with every story.
No, exact. That's why I cast you, is because me and Pinky here are just basically playing ourselves.
I hate you.
I love you too.
Fucking Bugs Bunny ass kiss. You know what? I've drank enough, but I feel like I need more.
Coffee.
I will come there
There
and kick
she
your
said-
ass.
Alright, fair enough.
Rarity said. Wait. Rarity said, and Twilight interjects, if I hear that one of these characters said something one more time, I will freak out.
Oh, don't worry, Raven. You're already my best friend in the whole world. It doesn't matter what any other pony thinks.
What about us? Because we think you're stupid.
Alright.
You okay, Tanner?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Raven said.
Thanks, Rarity. You've always been a good friend.
No problemo.
said Rarity as she walked away. Fluttershy walked up next.
Hey, Raven.
She murmured.
Shy!
Raven shouted.
I told you to be more confident. You're shy? You need to be confident in yourself, you worthless piece of hay.
My throat's done after this. Get out of my sight, maggot, and remember to think positively.
I'm sorry.
Fluttershy said.
I just want to be too mean to you, Raven. You were the nicest pony ever.
Tear fell from Raven's eye as she looked away.
I'm just too. It's my curse. Sorry for shouting at that last part. I just stubbed my toe. I'm trying so hard to be quiet.
Oh, you poor dear.
Shy.
Your world is a difficult one.
She ran off in sadness.
Actually, I thought to travel through sadness you needed to wade.
Really? I thought with the right equipment you can get up to a slight jog. I hate this. Applejack was walking by and was confused by the fuss.
Sam! Oh my god. What's happening, partner? Hey, sis. Raven.
Raven said with a smile that was similar to shooting stars on a dark night. What do you think for that? 30 meter? 30.
Just
I
point
don't
30.
I don't know gun terminology.
Point 30. Just point 30.
Thank you. I use a .30 caliber for shooting stars.
I prefer shooting stars in the day. Much easier to avoid tripping over things. Also, did you just imply that guns exist in this universe? So happy. It's great to see all my friends. I reckon that any of them ponies wouldn't want to be your friend is lower than a snake in them their wagon rut. This is so fucking stupid.
Let's see. By all that is pony. Is that supposed to be a southern accent? Looks more like a cat walked over a keyboard. Raven laughed, which was like birds singing sweet songs of joy.
I wouldn't say that. It's okay if people don't like me. It's a free country, and that's why I believe in democracy.
Not that I'm trying to force my beliefs on you, commie.
I reckon you're one of them wisest ponies I've done. No.
Laughed Applejack as she cantered off.
Jeez, AJ. Jeez, AJ. Slow down.
Raven let out a huge sigh, which crushed several ponies from the sheer size of it. Why was everybody so obsessed with her tonight? She just wanted a bit of time to herself. She wasn't there for her. She was there to make the other ponies happy. She was a martyr, plain and simple. A martyr, eh? I got the dying already. Oh, that wasn't a very good joke, was it?
Come on, Twilight. You aren't giving up hope on Pinkie Pie's watch.
How do we even know we're doing any damage? She hasn't shown a single sign of being hurt by our insults. We're already nearing the end of the gathering.
All we do is keep trying. She's bound to crack eventually.
I hope so. When I got up this morning, I didn't think I'd be trying to slay a demon with insults. Okay. She's coming. Let me rephrase that. Rainbow Dash is arriving. All of you behave yourselves.
Most people do that inside of her.
Behave, everyone here. She saw Rainbow Dash walking by, looking awfully nervous, as though avoiding her. This worried Raven. Raven went to check on her. Rainbow Dash blushed furiously at Raven when she walked up to her.
Be careful. A blush that furious could kill a pony.
Raven asked if something was wrong. Rainbow Dash replied that she didn't want to talk about it. Raven insisted. Rainbow Dash said, okay, where are the quotation marks? Though, glad to see only a finely crafted argument could sway your opinion. They cantered to a back room where they both sat down on a comfy couch, close together. Raven said,
Hold on, I'm sorry, I need to take a breath. Rainbow, you've been acting weird since I came to this town. What's up? Oh!
Dash shouted.
Always tell me what's going on, Raven. You're so kawaii, so... I have to be honest and tell you that... I love you.
What?
I feel like I'm
Raven.
I feel like I'm losing brain cells.
I'm definitely losing brain cells.
That's how you know it's a Tanner chosen story. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
What? Yelled Raven, completely surprised.
I never knew.
Every pony I present, Raven, who always knows what's going on.
My true feelings are now revealed.
Sighed Rainbow Dash.
I didn't think you liked me, so I was nervous about telling you. Hold on a second. I need to catch my breath from all this cantering I've been doing.
Raven giggled. At Rainbow's petty mortal emotions.
Silly Philly, I like you. In fact, I love you too. I'm gonna. Okay, you know what? You said I can't throw my bike out the window. Can I jump? Can I fucking jump?
You can have a nice day, and you're stuck with us till the end of this.
Oh, I'm already waking up my parents. I can't afford any more of this.
Two of them kissed, with tongues and everything. Wait. They kissed with everything, or they used everything, or what?
I mentioned that. I thought they weren't going to use tongues.
Then they had sex. It was the most... Ethan, we are so sorry. It was the most mind-blowing sex ever, and it was totally kawaii for the both of them.
All right, I need to tell you guys about Leet Street Boys when this is done. We are gathered here today to mourn the passing of one Rainbow Dash, whose mind exploded quite randomly while having sex.
On a different note, we are also gathered to celebrate the passing of one Raven Twilight Moon. Everyone may now proceed to dance on her grave. When they were done, Raven was happy, but she knew that she needed to make a speech in front of all those ponies outside. Sure, she was sure she was a professional at public speeches. She was still nervous about the attention. Luckily, Raven was also a trained psychologist, so she could confront her nervousness problems, and an expert economist, so she could afford giving herself psychological treatment.
Forget being an expert craftsman, so she could make the couch on she'd lie on while she had those psychological sessions with herself.
Suddenly, Raven snapped at No Pony.
A blasted MST! Shut up! Sorry, I'm whispering!
Dash was concerned.
You alright?
Raven smiled at her, which was like a spoonful of honey being force-fed down a pony's throat.
I'm totally okay.
So she headed out to do the speech.
I think we're getting into her just a little bit more.
Well, she better crack soon. The speech is the final part of the gathering. Everybody was gathered and listening excitedly for the most... Everybody was gathered and listening excitedly for the most awesome speech ever. Air was all giddy as she announced into the mic that Ravem, Twilight Moon, would be doing the speech. Didn't the crowd already know that she was doing the speech?
Just like she did Rainbow.
Quiet, you. Raven stepped up to the mic, totally hyped. As she spoke, the entire audience was in complete awe at her beautiful singing voice. Raven said,
Thanks for tons for coming to my fan club meeting. It's an honor to be honored like this.
also, I'd like to thank you, thankful people.
And bless you, blessed people. Guys, I'm going to sing a song from my latest album.
Raven started singing, and this is why I brought earplugs. Oh gosh.
Christ. They're gonna clean up your looks with all the lies in the books to make a citizen out of you. Because they sleep with a gun and keep an eye on you, son, so they can watch all the things you do. Because the drugs never work, they're gonna give you a smirk. Because they got methods of keeping you clean. They're gonna rip up your heads, your actions to shreds. Another cog in the murder machine. Taurus!
So did she just shout chorus in the middle of the song? Alright, I'll handle this. It said all teenagers scared the living stuff out of me. They could care less as long as someone will bleed. So
I know
in
this.
their
I think I
clothes,
know
cut the
this
violin.
song.
I do not know the song at all.
Song. Scare the living stuff out of me. They could care less as someone will bleed. So darken your clothes or strike a violent
close.
leave you alone, but not
me.
the boys and girls in the clique, the awful names that they stick. You're never gonna fit in that much good. But if you're troubled and hurt, ooh, well, you got
What you got under your shirt? Oh gosh. We'll make them pay for the things that they did. What the heck?
Italics chorus.
Wow, Raven, instead of just shouting chorus, you could at least sing the words. As everyone cheered, Ravney said into the microphone,
I made that myself. Of course, that was original, incredibly original, right, Twilight?
oh yeah, never heard that song in my life. Definitely original. of your brilliant echoed through the pavilion, but even so, an angry look crossed Raven's face. Looking at that expression was like being bitten by a venomous snake. Not so bad. Reading the story has been like being bitten by 20 venomous snakes. Soft cries came from the audience at the sudden change in their hero. Raven shook her head, as though to get rid of whatever's was troubling. Raven shook her head as though to get rid of whatever's was troubling her. It didn't work.
Good, because I'm not done making fun of her. Fuck off.
You pest!
Raven hissed, to nobody in particular.
Me, perfect!
Easily, that's how. Excuse me. Easily, that's how. She flinched as though someone yelled a scathing remark.
Can someone else please take one of these characters? No,
I'll be Raven. Actually, no, I'll be Pinkie Pie.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
I dropped. Hello?
Hi.
I had to take care of something real quick. High level professionalism.
Okay, so, Harry, what was the last thing you heard?
all I heard was you were doing Pinkie Pie apparently.
Okay, she flinched as though someone had, excuse me. She flinched as though someone yelled a scathing remark.
Actually, I can still do Pinky, probably.
Alright, then I'll voice Raven. I won't give in.
Urge to eat the last slice of cake. My diet won't be ruined so easily.
Surrounding ponies gasped as Raven's eyes lit up with demonic fury and flames erupted from her body. Shut up, shut up, shut up! I can't stand flaming.
If you can't take the heat, stay out
And putting
of
on
the forum.
sunglasses.
This 2012 ass humor.
I think it cut out. I think I spoke over you, sorry, so can you try again?
Stay out of the forums, sunglasses. Fuck this 2012 ass humor.
No, embrace this 2012 ass humor.
Fair enough.
Slowly, cracks began spreading across Raven's body with a dark light shining through. Skin cracking open because of eldritch energy being released from your body? Moisturize that dry skin with L'Oreal.
Because I'm worth it.
Raven let out a shriek. How can this be? I'm perfect in every way. How can you make fun of me? And a cry of anger. Black light from within her body burst out, tearing her apart, shredding her into pieces. Oh my gosh. All that had gathered to celebrate Raven were practically blinded. Wait. All that had gathered to celebrate Raven were practically blinded.
You're tearing me
But as the light-
apart.
Lisa.
But as the light faded and every pony opened their eyes, all that was left of Raven Twilight Moon, aka Mare Isu, was a scorch mark on the stage where she'd been standing. Pinkie Pie, we did it! We actually did it!
We need to celebrate. Oh, how about party? But first, back to Equestria.
Twilight and Pinkie Pie seemed to appear out of thin air, but no pony had really taken notice of this odd event. Rather, they were all blinking their eyes in confusion, as though just waking up from a deep sleep. As they surveyed the crowd, Pinkie gave a squeal of delight.
Pinkie Pie, I'm sorry.
Sorry, as they surveyed the crowd, Pinkie gave a squeal of delight.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to find where we are.
It's towards the end. As they surveyed the crowd, Pinky gave a squeal of delight.
Yay! Now that wicked Sue is gone, everyone's gonna turn back to normal. Evil is safe. Not to mention a crowd, the world, Sugar Cube Corner.
Twilight gave a sigh of relief. I'm just glad that it's all over with. But as she spoke those words, a suave, cool voice came from the front door. All three ponies turned. Wait, who was the third pony in this scenario?
I have no idea.
Three ponies turned, and at the entrance stood a male alicorn. He wore black, with a multicolored mane that was constantly changing colors. He wore a sweatshirt that was jet black, and he had 5 cutie marks. I'm Echo.
Oh, okay.
Pinkie Pie let out a hiss.
Mare tea stew.
She whispered. Twilight hoof-palmed. Not again. End story.
So
Yeah,
that
no,
was a
I-
thing. I have no words for this. That was a thing that killed my brain.
Yeah, I knew the song Nova. I caught on midway through.
Also, I just want to say this. That chapter was longer than any of the chapters of Until We Make Our Ascent.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought, oh, it's a one shot. I didn't plan for this,
It's
but I had
fine.
fun.
It was definitely different, I'll give you that much.
I mean, I was entertained for the most part.
Yeah, some of the humor is a little dated, but for the most part, I found that pretty funny. And like, making fun of the Mary Sue isn't exactly the most original joke you can do.
No.
But for the most part, it was serviceable in what it did.
Yeah.
So I'm very sorry that took as long. We should just skip straight to the Mario one, put like brief thoughts. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I do think we... How long is your chapter, Scrappy?
I mean, what is the word length of chapter 6? It's shorter than chapter 5. I'll say that.
Okay.
So do you think we can work it in for tonight? And if not, I am also available tomorrow.
I feel... Well, I mean, considering we had Ethan in today, I feel like it's only fair to do it now. Yeah, I feel like it's a bit unfair if we stopped now.
Everyone wants to provide their thoughts real quick. I thought it was really funny, if a bit dated. Some jokes don't land, but for the most part, yeah.
It was something, alright.
I mean, I enjoyed it. It's a parody story. It does what it needs to do, really.
And I mean, I do like that Twilight and Pinky were kept relatively within their characters.
Yeah. What's your stance on this, Nova?
No, in all seriousness, aside from all the constant interruptions while reading said story, it was actually pretty entertaining, and it actually did make me laugh, especially at the end, since I'm actually a huge fan of MST3K, so I definitely appreciated it.
And yes, I will try to take less bathroom breaks. I'm ready for the next one. I'm ready.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah. That was really fun.
That was, yeah.
Also, Scrappy, quick question. Scrappy?
I'm here. What's the question?
So, okay, Okay, so I'm voicing Toadette and the Toads. Is that it? Is that all my roles, or?
Yeah, can someone
Um,
please take Toad for me because I can't stand to annoy my family any longer.
Okay.
I'll take him.
Since
I'll take him.
you're Toad, I guess you're the Toad as well as Toadette, and I guess you and I can share the background Toad roles.
Actually, no, you
Okay.
can have the background Toad roles.
Oh gosh, you hate you're trying to kill me. Okay.
Okay, just don't do the voice, and you should be fine.
I can still be Junior and Luigi and whoever else is present.
All right, and who's Nova gonna be?
Peach, of course, because we deserve that.
Okay, so does that mean we don't have anyone playing Mario right now?
No,
I
Scrappy.
am traditionally the voice of Mario.
I can say right now that I had
Okay, 'cause that makes sense.
I had so much fun reading that last fic. And honestly, I think some of my best performances probably just came from that.
It was pretty enjoyable. Would like us to not comment too much on characters' sexual orientations in the middle of a reading. It's throws people off.
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
I'm sorry.
Wait, who's Toadsworth? Who's gonna play Toadsworth?
That's usually Tanner. I'm not sure if he wants to do it today.
I can do that.
All right.
Okay, then. All right. To provide you just a quick rundown, Ethan, the Super Mario Show is a story I began writing in 2009.
My God.
So, yeah.
That was an eternity ago.
Yes, it was. New Super Mario Brothers Wii hadn't released yet.
Oh my God!
Damn.
Holy crap, dude.
I'm glad that everyone liked my impact font joke.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was the best joke I've ever heard from you.
I feel bad that the story we just read was so crazy that this is going to feel kind of mundane by comparison. Yeah, just to provide you some rundown. Yeah, the Super Mario Show is a story I began writing when I was still in middle school. I've come back to it very sporadically over the years. Basically, the premise is, hey, Mario and friends go on adventures, but now Bowser Jr.'s with them because he thinks being evil is boring, but he's still kind of an asshole, but everyone else is kind of a bigger asshole in the show.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
So
Sounds interesting.
Do the Wario Bros show up this chapter or the next?
Had this been properly written, had this not become a nerd two-parter, it would have been this chapter, but they'll be saved for the next one.
Okay. I don't have the link.
Oh, not me.
Pretty sure you can just scroll up.
Drunk Ethan, he needs help.
That was way too much fun. I got it.
And I believe it's fitting that you were meant to be in the first episode, Ethan, because that was the story we read in the first episode. This.
As you wouldn't know for the audience, since that is my last work I'll make. I just needed to get it out.
All right, so yes, I think we're all acclimated now. So,
Yeah, we're all ready.
Yeah, I'm good.
all right, Harry, is everyone sounding good, or
Yeah,
at least not
Just
dead inside?
I
Yes.
hope.
you sound fine.
I spent most of that story screaming.
Mhm.
Not screaming.
Yeah, you guys sound fine.
All right, thank you very much. Also, I'd like to extend a preemptive thank you to Nova for proofreading this chapter before I set it to be published. And also, yes, Tanner is technically a co-writer of this chapter because he's the one who suggested that the Warrior Brothers appear in the next chapter.
That's great. That's great.
So, here we are.
All right.
Super Mario Show. Sorry. The Super Mario Show, Episode 5, The Road to Colorado, Part 1. Within Peach's castle, a metallic squeaking sound echoed throughout the halls. In the guest bathrooms, Mario, underneath the sink, was meticulously turning a wrench around the sink's pipe, with Luigi serving as a sort of lookout akin to a spotting partner at a gym. Peach stood to Luigi's left, observing Mario's handiwork as well.
Hey, just a little more tightly, bro.
Luigi instructed.
Wait, that's it.
He proclaimed as Mario gave one last turn to the pipe and removed himself from underneath. Mario wiped some sweat from his brow and retrieved his hat from the towel rack. That should be the right adjustment, Princess. Your water won't bother you anymore. Mario proclaimed happily. Peach breathed a sigh of relief and smiled.
Oh, thank you so much, Mario. I'm always so happy to have you around when there's a problem.
Oh, it wasn't nothing, Princess. Mario replied, scratching the back of his head at the monarch's praise.
I was wondering, Princess, how did the water go awry?
Luigi asked.
Well, it started when Toadsworth was fly fishing.
As if on cue, Toadsworth burst through the guest bathroom doors, panting and shivering.
Your Majesty!
Yes, Toadsworth?
It has awoken.
Peach's rosy face suddenly became ghostly pale, and she began wringing her hands.
Toadsworth, how bad?
Before Toadsworth could answer, a cacophony of shrieks reverberated throughout the castle. The brothers Peach and Toadsworth exited the bathroom, only to discover that the shrieks grew louder. Whether this development was due to the non-aggrieved party shifting to a less isolated location, or the sounds of the panicked toads growing in intensity, would be answered by one of the toads barreling down the hall. Oh gosh. Tanner, I hate you.
Now you know how I feel.
Dear Gravy, she wasn't supposed to be out this early! Toad wailed as he turned the corner to flee from the unknown threat. Mario cocked his head to the side quizzically. What in the world? The plumber tensed as another shriek, one slightly more distinct to his ears if only through repeated exposure, pierced the air. Toad, as in the Toad, came running down the hall before losing his footing and skittering the rest of the way toward Mario. Toad, what's going on? Toad regained his footing and grabbed Mario to shake him by his overalls.
We thought we could coexist with the beast, but we were fools!
Toad bellowed as he collapsed into a sobbing heap on the floor. Peach continued wringing her hands, looking around for the source of the castle denizens' distress. Yet another shriek occurred, this time from Bowser Jr., as the young Koopa Prince turned the corner of the prior Toad. Let me restart that. Yet another shriek occurred, this time from Bowser Jr., as the young Koopa Prince turned the corner the prior Toad had exited from, making his way towards Mario and company.
Toad, is this sector safe? Are we safe?
Junior asked.
Oh, hi, Peach.
Someone please tell us what's going on, Mario asked. Then, the very ground began to shake. Junior raised a limp hand to direct Mario to the corner from which he had turned, which led to the foyer. Mario turned back to the group and promptly asked, "Okie doke, okie dokie. Who wants to help me get to the bottom of this?" Peach wrung her hands some more. Junior began to nervously whistle whilst diverting his gaze from Mario's questioning face. Toadsworth pulled out his pocket watch, and Toad continued to sob as Luigi began making his way towards the opposite direction of the foyer. Mario groaned. "No. If we all hold hands, will you feel better?" "Yes." The others answered emphatically. Mario made his way down the hall, forming a hand-holding chain link in the order of Luigi, Peach, Toadsworth, Toad, and Junior. Mario poked his head out into the foyer and found it. Excuse me. Just give me one more to get a drink. Mario poked his head out into the foyer and found that half of the entrance floor had been made into a war zone. The group followed the fresh trail of carnage and destroyed furniture and clambered up the stairs to the second floor hallway. Finally, Mario saw in the distance what had struck terror into the castle's denizens. He, appearing more rattled and frenzy-eyed than usual, was lumbering her way through the hall, leaving a path of broken vases and screaming fungi in her wake. "Mercy!" One Toad screamed as Daisy lifted him up overhead and tossed him at the nearest piece of furniture. "Mario, help!" Another Toad screamed as a.
Oh my god, you actually.
Going where I think you're going with
You actually did it!
Oh my god!
What?
This is amazing.
It's an inside joke, and I can't believe he committed to it. I'm so happy.
"Mario, help!" Another Toad screeched as the princess lunged for him and sent him flying through a wall. Daisy heaved a belabored sigh and continued advancing down the hall, akin to a horror movie monster, her eyes searching for her wrath's next target. She laid eyes on Mario, whom was the first of his group to tread into the open to survey the damage. The plumber grinned sheepishly and gave a weak wave. "Mamma mia!" Daisy, now assuming a more primal stance, hissed and broke out into a run, ready to attack Mario.
Oh,
Mario stood his
I see what you're doing here.
ground and gulped. Suddenly, one of the bathroom doors opened, and a young female Toad with pink pigtails exited, smiling a wide, innocent smile. She turned to Daisy and waved hello.
Oh, hi, Whoa!
Toadette could not even finish her greeting before Daisy grabbed her by one of her pigtails and tossed her like a discus through one of the hallway windows and into the moat. I forgot how to do Daisy's voice. "Mario!" Daisy hissed as she charged for the plumber again. I regret getting out of bed. I regret getting out of bed this morning. Luigi, amidst his hyperventilating, clapped the sides of his face to psych himself up. From out of his hiding spot, he leapt in front of Mario, as the Green brothers' teeth chattered intensely.
No, Daisy! Take me instead!
Daisy ground to a halt at the sight of Luigi, her eyes returning to their clearer appearance instead of the manic glare she possessed previously. She blinked and shook her head briskly. "Wait, what's going on? I just woke up from a deep sleep." The errant princess was cut off by another bathroom door swinging open and whacking her square in the face. The occupant, Yoshi, walked out with a box of donuts in hand. "Huh?" Yoshi exclaimed as he looked to his right to see a downed Daisy laid out on the floor. Say something.
Didn't say anything.
What?
Alright. Hearing things. Where was I? Down Daisy laid out on the floor. Luigi, too occupied with his attempt at self-sacrifice, Even noticed this turn of events. He opened one eye upon realizing no one had made any movements towards him.
Am I, dead yet?
He asked. Each Toad and Toadsworth emerged from their hiding spot and approached Daisy's unconscious body with Mario.
My word, she's out like a light.
Toadsworth observed.
You tried potions and hypnosis to get her to sleep, and all Yoshi needed was a door.
Puffed.
The worst I've ever seen her. I don't want to change up about my swords are getting chucked through the upholstery.
Peach said, surveying the damage and surveying the damage and observing one of the Toads attempting to dislodge the other from a chair.
Wait a minute.
Luigi said, eventually making his way to Daisy.
Are you telling me this has been periodic?
Maybe math, but not characteristically violent.
Peach admitted.
I have the lumps to prove it.
Toad muttered under his breath and... oh. Mario rubbed his chin as he paced the hall. Not the Daisy's fault. When did this start?
About a month ago, Master Mario.
Toadsworth answered.
If I recall, Princess Daisy made a trip to the attic, and her moon deteriorated substantially afterwards.
Mario pondered a series of events told to him and adjusted his hat. Then it's a time we visit that attic. Let's head to the top of the floor in a calm and orderly fashion.
Fucking...
Luigi, Toad, and Peach nodded and began to follow Mario. Toadsworth stayed behind to tend to Daisy. Peach then stopped.
Wait!
Peach exclaimed. Mario turned around.
Before I forget, Yoshi, why were you eating donuts in the bathroom?
Peach asked. Yoshi's eyes narrowed at the question, and he backed away into the bathroom before shutting the door.
Okay, now we can go.
Peach said. It was at this moment that Junior finally emerged from his hiding spot.
Guys, is it safe to come out now?
Then Daisy stirred and sat up to face Junior. Junior? His eyes widened in fear as he scattered in place.
Oh no! I made eye contact!
Junior dashed towards the nearest window and flung himself through it.
Would everyone please stop breaking my windows?
Peach cried exhaustedly. She received no audible answer from anyone, except a dull thud as a body fell into the moat. We should get to going. Some of those toads might be hiding in the attic, Mario said.
Did you hear that, Master Junior?
Toadsworth called out from the hall.
Master Mario was leading an investigation party to the attic.
Junior called out from, outside.
Hey, you guys go on ahead. Oh. And don't worry, Toadette broke my fall. By the way, why did you let me drink? I'm literally 4.
Ow.
Wait, what did you say, Tanner?
I said, by the way, I burped. So I was like, by the way, why did you let me drink? I'm literally like 4.
Your line.
My God.
I'm just gonna assume Junior swallowed some water when he landed.
Yeah.
Mario's group made their way through the upper floors to the attic, drawing any Toads out of hiding and assuaging them of their fears by mentioning Daisy's absence. Peach jumped for the pull string to bring down the attic ladder, and the four ascended. Peach reached the attic first and flipped the light switch. She was quickly greeted by a pillow being thrown at her face.
Why?
A coat of purple spots and a satchel emerged from behind a dusty mirror. Sorry, Princess, we thought you were Daisy. Cause you know, you two kind of look the same in the dark, Male Toad admitted.
That's clever.
Peach inhaled deeply, and Mario blinked, because if he wasn't hallucinating, it looks like she was holding back tears from such an innocuous comment.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. Everyone, it is safe to come out now. Easier than the tools won't scare. We won't be going on any more homicidal rampages.
Peach started.
I hope.
She finished under her breath. Male Toad nodded and waddled out of the attic, soon followed by a handful of other Toads chattering amongst themselves as they passed Mario and clambered down the ladder. Thank you for looking out for us, Princess. Hope the furniture is intact. When's the next direct?
10 joke right there.
Mario's group began rummaging through the various knickknacks stored in the attic. Luigi picked up a vinyl record and blew away some of its dust into Mario's face. Mamma mia! Achoo! He exclaimed as he flew back into a stack of trunks. One of the trunks fell over, spilling its contents, some old legal papers and a yellow and blue parasol. The parasol shook and blinked. Do you want to handle this?
Me?
Yeah.
Sure. That was a rush!
Parasol, Perry, said as he tried to stand up.
Oh, hello, Princess.
Blushed with embarrassment and placed her hands on the sides of her face.
Oh, Perry! Did we leave you here all this time? No sunlight? No visitors?
Oh, there you are, Perry.
I didn't even realize that.
My God. Oh no, I was here for a solitary space. It's fine, I have a Game Boy.
Perry declared. Wait, you're Toad.
You have my Game Boy!
Toad yelled as he investigated the trunk to find his missing possession.
I've been looking for this for weeks! You've got like 7, can't you spare one? How did you steal it? You don't even have hands! Perhaps not, but I do have a retractable canopy.
Perry said as he leapt, opened his canopy, and snapped it shut over Toad's head in a matter of seconds. Let out a muffled scream and went scurrying around the room. Luigi sobbed and fell to his knees at his latest act of wanton violence.
Are we destined to become feral beast, lacking in all reason?
Toad stumbled backwards into Luigi, and they all collapsed into another trunk, this one falling to the ground and spilling out a large diamond.
Wow, look at that!
Peach said. The brothers approached it and glanced at its aura. Upon closer look, the seemingly clear color of the diamond belied a streak of purple energy coursing through the gem, like an electron would circle the nucleus of an atom. Toad finally pried Perry off his head, seething with rage.
Wait till I find my safety scissors, then you'll really be in for. Hey, that's where she hid it.
Mario, Luigi, and Peach turned back to him.
Toad, start explaining.
What do you mean by discovering an artifact in the basement?
Toadsworth demanded. Mario and company had returned from the attic, having placed the diamond back in a trunk that they could easily drag to the foyer. There was a sense of unease when the four attempted to hoist the gemstone manually, so Peach opted to knock it into the trunk with her heels. Toad who rubbed his temple and began to retell his story.
As I explained in the attic a few months back, Daisy and I decided to do some exploring in the basement.
The basement of many wonders.
Luigi said dreamily.
Yes, thank you, Luigi. As I was saying, Daisy and I went looking for unclaimed knickknacks, and we found that fancy jewel in a cellar. We both touched it at the same time, and as you can imagine, there was no honor among thieves that day, so I was immediately suspected of trying to keep it for myself.
Which you probably were, Mario interjected.
Details, details.
Toad retorted.
I wasn't just going to let Daisy hoard our treasure for herself, so I challenged her for it.
I'm guessing you lost.
Why, can you repeat that one more time, Tanner?
And I'm guessing you lost.
Toadsworth observed.
The cheap footstooled me and ran off.
Toad grumbled.
I never knew where she put it, so I searched everywhere. I started with the showers, but only found you, old man.
Yeah. That's the reason you kept snooping around the tubs the other day.
Junior remarked sarcastically as he wrung out the water from his hair. Toad's face turned red and he glared at Junior.
Any and all negative behavior was strictly in pursuit of that diamond.
I think Toad is telling the truth.
Peach walked into the foyer carrying a dusty history textbook.
This book was sitting in a room adjacent to where Toad said he found the gem. And it may be the key to understanding our current situation.
Peach mused. Toadsworth perked up at the sight of the book and handed the heating pad he was using. Pardon me. Toadsworth perked up at the sight of the heating. No. Toadsworth perked up at the sight of the book and handed the heating pad he was using on Daisy to a beleaguered Toadette.
Oh, that's me. Ah, yes. The old Mushroom Kingdom Geographical History book may be the answer.
Peach flipped through the pages and stopped 60 pages in as she began reading aloud.
Look here! Archaeologists report a mystical gemstone, both powered by and emitting pure malice, that formerly resided in dry desert. Due to its inherent properties, the gemstone was referred to as the Super Acrimonious Diamond, and the ownership of it given to the Toadstool family for safekeeping. According to reports from servants, the members of House Toadstool were driven mad by the gem's powers for 6 straight days before magically were transported to the low recesses of the castle in a trunk, enchanted with a magic seal.
Lousy seal if Toad could bypass it.
Junior said.
I am literally right here.
I know.
Peach continued reading.
The seal was the key that was found its powers contained, but it could be broken by anyone approaching. The royal family uses this advantage as a cautionary tale, warning all innocents that in order to avoid unleashing the evil upon the world again, we must possess an intelligence of at least rudimentary levels, unlike the common Goomba, who is the underling elder. Oh my goodness! What's this?
Your grandfather, Your Majesty.
Toadsworth replied. Peach huffed.
That was a drop, old man. This is just a talent.
If it makes you feel any better, the Goombas in my kingdom all believe you're all idiots too.
Junior mentioned.
I guess we have to be the ones to deal with this.
Toadette said, motioning her thumb to the half-conscious Daisy lying on a couch behind her. You want to say that to my face, Pinky? Daisy could not even finish her slurred idle threat as she flopped off the couch onto the floor.
Shit, maybe I should be voicing her.
Hmm?
Shit, maybe I should be voicing her.
Oh, no. There's even a worse news, declared as he began skimming through the book himself.
He's right.
Peach concurred.
The worst part is here. Those who are exposed to the demon's presence the longest will have more and more venom over time. But the matter is feeding the gem, which then makes it appear more desirable to the corrupted. Unchecked, this region will overtake all over personality traits.
We just read a fic about that.
Oh, hold on, is this my turn?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Stupid Daisy probably checking in on that thing every day. I should be the one suffering from gem-induced madness.
Whined. Mario looked over to the textbook for additional information. Humans are powered is dangerous to begin with, and it grows exponentially in the presence of concentrated organic malice. If only we knew a bambino of your temperament. Mario pondered over the information. Junior chuckled.
Hid your karma rack in the basement and let me stay here for free like a bunch of suckers.
Another sucker.
Countered.
I just love you, silly.
Junior gagged and Junior gagged and covered his mouth with one of his hands.
Why would you say such a thing to me? I want my insides to declare war on me.
Wait, I'm assuming this is my line.
Yeah.
Now you know how Daisy and Toad feel. Look at them.
Peach motioned to Toad about to snip Perry's canopy apart with his safety scissors. Toad noticed all attention was on him and quickly tossed away his scissors while whistling nervously. Luigi approached Daisy and clasped her hand between his.
Mario, we gotta do something.
Luigi said. Peach, isn't there anything we can try? Mario asked. Peach glanced through the book once more, skimming through some of the more offensive pages.
Unbeknownst to the first generation of Toad's new guardians, archaeologists discovered a sister gem that is also located in Dry Dragon. It's said to be able to neutralize the effect of the super acrimonious diamond. All was found in a temple hidden in plain sight. The expedition to retrieve said sister gem was cut short for unknown reasons.
Mario snapped his fingers. That's it! We'll make a trip to the desert and find that gem, right, Luigi? Luigi gulped and twiddled his fingers.
But, Mario, we need a map. Should be one in my study that can provide you the quickest way to the center of the desert.
Toadsworth chirped.
And we need supplies and some power-ups.
Take my collection.
I'm sorry, I keep missing that these are all my life.
I don't want to see any more food for the rest of my century.
Junior mentioned his face turning green.
And we need an exploration team.
I'll make the arrangements.
Peach said.
Mario, you're familiar with Professor Colorado, aren't you? I can call him and go across his presence.
Now that's a dream team, Mario declared. We'll find that gem and get everything back to normal, Princess. That's what heroes do, right, Luigi? Luigi was trying to sneak away, but Daisy's anguished groans forced him to turn back to Mario.
Yeah, bro, that's what we do. We'll save you, Daisy and everyone here.
Hey, mission start, right?
Junior asked.
Good. because I need to use the bathroom ASAP.
Junior scurried off to the bathroom and closed the door behind him. Yoshi!
No, Yoshi, I do not want a donut. I'm about to toss my cookies.
To be continued.
Okay.
Are we done now?
Yes.
Oh
Yep.
man, no. I think this is the longest episode we've ever had. That was,
No, longest with Smash Bros. And Deadpool.
was it?
It was nearly 4 hours, Harry.
I don't remember that at all.
It was, what's it called? Lost in This Dance and then Tanner's Deadpool story.
Oh, fair enough then. But still, that was long. Oh.
Well, I enjoyed writing that chapter. It was...
Yeah, I can tell that was you definitely got on a lot better. I enjoyed that a fair bit.
Yes, and now you know why I had to break this up into a multi-parter, because this is all set up.
Yeah. Yeah,
I took Tanner's words to heart and tried to actually make the brothers a focus of an episode for once.
yeah, I was noticing that. I did appreciate that.
Scrappy, I gotta say, this is probably the best chapter so far. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed this. It's really fun. It's charming. A lot of the humor worked for me. And I do like that you took the criticism of the previous chapters and made it a plot point.
Yeah. I think this chapter showed that you knew what kind of style you wanted to go for, and
Yeah.
this felt a lot more. I don't want to say cohesive, but it felt like you had a clear intent in mind compared to the other chapters.
It was essentially to rectify all the mistakes of the previous chapters. And no, it did well.
Yeah.
I can say that I had fun playing both Luigi and Junior despite my missed cues.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with my roles as well.
Yeah. Oh, you were
Nice
great,
and-
Ethan. Honestly,
Yes.
you're a pretty good voice actor, man.
You're good. We'd like to keep you around whenever I do chapter 7 in 10 years.
I think this is the most fun I have had recording an episode
Fair enough. Yeah.
with both fics.
You're only saying that about mine too drunk.
Fair enough.
That's no praise or sober. It means nothing right now. Nothing.
Oh.
No, but I genuinely had a lot of fun playing both Pinky and Luigi.
Yeah.
Also, Raven was really fun.
Yeah, you're. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy writing this, and it was.
Oh, I can
I was
tell.
hoping. I was very excited to get into this. I realized how relatively short this chapter is. I didn't realize how short it is.
Well, maybe that was a.
no, honestly.
I mean, considering the MLP effect, it's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like that
yeah,
was a
yeah.
blessing in disguise, because otherwise we would have been
And
here for
I
like
apologize
ever.
for not knowing.
Right.
I thought one shot, and oh, that'll be fine.
Yeah, it's next time it's definitely best to look at the word count.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. At the very least, we had fun with that one.
Yeah.
I feel like
Right.
that one's good because you don't really need any knowledge of the show to know the tropes it's parodying.
Right.
But no, I thought this one was very fun. I'm excited to see where this goes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have half an outline. I'll continue it. I just want to get this chapter read on air and get feedback first, though.
And I'm
Fair.
sorry, guys, for the stoppage at certain points.
No, that's cool.
That's fine.
I'm sorry, but I was just dying of laughter at the pony fic.
Let's not forget the impact font joke.
That was good.
That was pretty funny.
Never forget the impact font joke. That was the best part of the whole thing. Honestly.
Let's see.
Yeah, I promise I'll keep my little quips to a minimum.
I mean, I can't even make you stop it because we were basically doing that in canon for the other story.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I cannot express the level of comfort I felt playing Pinky.
Oh man.
All right. I don't have much else to say. I guess just to provide some background to some additional background to Ethan. Yeah, you're probably wondering why Daisy's psychotic.
Yeah.
That's because Scrappy didn't understand characterization several years ago.
Oh damn. Dang.
Basically, when I was writing this in 2009, I guess I decided to I saw Daisy. Okay, she's kind of go-getter, aggressive.
Yeah.
I mistook that for homicidal.
And so we
My
called him
God.
out on that.
Wait, what'd you say, Tanner?
I said we called him out on that, and I guess he decided to own it.
Called him out. No, you were entertained. You were entertained.
I was.
Harry explicitly said, keep doing crazy stuff with Daisy. His own words in DMs.
I probably said that. I don't remember. Days are blurs to me now. What are we doing?
So yes, this was, as Tanner pretty much pointed out, it's the retcon chapter,
Yeah.
partial retcon chapter.
Uh-huh.
That's a kind of, what's the word? This is an off-brand story. It's always going to be an off-brand story, but
Yeah.
this is just me trying to reconcile the less desirable aspects of the older chapters, like
Yeah, you feel
Toad.
like you need to have at least one likable character.
Yeah, there is Junior.
Yeah. Who is supposed to be the reformed villain?
So I had to, yeah, like the shower reference Junior's alluding to. That's a gag from chapter 3,
Uh-huh.
which was also written in 2009.
My
Why
God.
am I making callbacks to this?
My God.
At the very least, you know your own work, you narcissist.
Wow.
Oh my God.
You're not wrong.
One way to put it.
Yeah, this was. I don't have much else to say other than this was fun to write, even if it was all set up. I had to break it apart just so it wouldn't take forever to read or write.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I this is probably the most fun I've had with an episode.
Fair enough. I can see
in a
why.
while.
This was just a good 2 hours was just complete nonsense with the MLP thing.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing like next week
Yeah.
or so. Next episode, it's
I can see it.
Just wait until the 11th anniversary of MLP.
Oh god.
Oh my God.
Then I'll break out all
we
the.
may as well make it a yearly thing now.
Oh my god.
God, I hope not. God, I hope not. No, but no, that was really fun.
I don't usually enjoy stories like that, but the reactions and the general absurdity of the
Oh, yeah,
Mary
yeah.
Sue thing was a lot of fun.
That was really fun.
I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it that much by myself, to be honest, but it was a lot more fun reading it with you guys.
I feel like
Fluttershy went hard.
oh yeah,
Yeah, that was great.
the bit that fucking got me was the Fluttershy bit.
Yeah. It's like, what the hell are you
That
doing?
That and the Rainbow Dash bit because it's such an easy joke,
Yeah.
but that almost felt like it was the point.
Sure it was.
Mm.
No, but you are biased because you were proofreading it. But what did you think of my chapter?
Well, even before I perfected it, I thought it was really good.
That's good. How much did you need to change before uploading?
Honestly, not that much. The main thing I did was just reword some sentences to make them more readable. But otherwise, the product as a whole, it was actually pretty competent, very competently done.
That's good. You've definitely come a long way since chapter 1.
Oh yeah. And it seems like now you've got a clear focus on what you want this to be, because it was very like tonally all over the place at first.
Yeah. And the way you wrote the characters was also inherently engaging as well.
Oh yeah, Junior's probably my favorite character so far.
Yeah.
It's fun to write.
Oh
Yeah, I can definitely. It definitely feels like it.
Just kind of that like bratty little kid. That's fun.
Oh my. Yeah. You were referencing in jokes, Ethan. You weren't here for those conversations, but someone's getting hit with sports equipment next chapter. I can promise you that. And no, you're not getting further context.
Oh, thank
Oh
God.
boy.
That's so good.
Nice.
Oh dear.
So now that we've done a new Mario chapter, what's the plan for next time now?
We are reading cupcakes. No.
No.
We'll probably let's see. We'll probably. I don't know. Maybe we'll read the Scooby-Doo story. It's October.
Right. I keep forgetting about that.
Actually, Ethan, we are in need of a youthful voice because Scrappy's in it, the character. So
All right then.
if you're interested, then hit us up.
We're not gonna have Scrappy voice.
I mean,
Scrappy.
I'm like the only one here that can play Scrappy, so I might as well.
Yeah.
Scrappy is not gonna play Scrappy. What is this?
It's called smart casting, Terry.
His personality
Oh, God.
is different in every incarnation because he didn't have one originally.
Fred?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. This is a pup named Scooby-Doo era story, so
Oh, I love that. I love
Oh boy.
that. I remember I watched that show a lot as a kid.
Scooby-Doo.
yeah, so we'll read something kind of spooky for October eventually.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to leave now, but this was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one. I'm not sure if we should do Monday though, because we had like.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna be busy Monday.
Because I feel like we've done like three episodes in a week essentially, and I feel like we should take at least a week off, if even that, like maybe even more than that, depending.
Yeah, and plus people like me have school on Monday.
Right.
Plus that one fic voicing all those characters, especially like a character with the exuberance of Pinky, was exhausting.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't know when we'll reconvene, but I don't know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, I think for now it's just best for us to take a bit of a break.
Right.
It will also be good for us to like actually figure out what exactly we're doing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave now, but this is fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave too.
All right.
Yeah. Have a good night, everyone.
You too.
And we thank you all. We thank you all for for joining us for another episode of Storytime with Scrappy and Friends. We wish you a good night, and please wash your hands.
Yeah. Okay. Am I free to end the
Yes,
stream?
and
Okay. And good timing, because that was just over 3 hours.